Okay, my cold's over. My energy's back.
He's back.
I'm not contagious. So thank you. Damn,
Elliott Wilson went and got vaccinated.
I sucked that bad last episode, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm back,
You
baby.
had your flu game, and then you went home and you worked from home, and you went viral on Twitter over this week. 200 million views.
Oh, we got to intro the show first.
Okay, good.
Jeremy.
Do a little.
I'm too excited.
Okay,
man.
so I got
my social
I missed
media
you
prowess.
guys. I'm gonna say it every week. If
Calm
it's been
down.
a long week, I missed my guys up here.
I'm Elliott Wilson.
Jeremy Hecht.
West Coast is DJ Hed.
Bigger picture. Yes, I went viral, man. I just went viral. Like
You did.
I said, right?
Did you know
He
that?
didn't say it in that key. That was
Okay.
a crazy key.
I did the wrong keys,
What key?
right?
What key did he say?
I got the keys.
He didn't say it in that key.
It wasn't
That
a-
was no minor what he
It
said.
wasn't an A
went
minor.
viral. No, yeah. My left joke just went. My left joke just went viral.
What's a left stroke?
I don't know. West Coast. I don't know. No, I saw my guy Yachty crash out. We haven't talked about Yachty. So the big things that happened since we left last was
There's lots.
Yachty's crash out and Drake's dropping some more damn music. So we'll get to all that. But yeah, it started with Yachty's crash out. You know, I hate that term, like, I remember when I had my little back and forth with Nikki and all that. They was like, Elliott's
Define
crash
crash.
out.
What
Little
are we
back and forth
defining
with
a
Nikki?
crash out?
Well, I guess when people
You've had a back and forth with many people.
Yeah, so when people have like public spats or meltdowns, I guess they call it crash outs, right? So it's taking on a life of its own. So everything's like
That's the internet's
so-and-so
interpolation of a
crashed
crash out. Crashing out has other meanings in the
Oh
context.
yeah,
A
it's-
lot further
yeah,
than
lot
just
further,
a tweet. Yeah.
You can't explain further.
No.
West Coast, right? West Coast is about crash outs in
No, it's
different
not.
ways. No.
No.
Okay.
Continue, sorry.
Yeah. So Yachty was out here. What did he first do? He got mad as he dissed his fellow podcast partner Mitch on the show, and I guess he was mad. Key Glock lit up in his little house and stuff, and he took it out on his friend. And then he exposed his female protege, Caribou. I write your rhymes and da da da.
He said he dressed five
After
dudes.
You know what's funny? Our guy Akademiks is really at fault with this. The number one hip hop journalist, Akademiks, because Akademiks admitted that he's the one who sent the thing about Caribou supposedly spoke to somebody at Red Lobster or something and said, "Hey, I didn't leave the group. It was bad business or something like." It wasn't like she said anything on the record. 'Cause remember, she left the group right publicly.
Yeah.
Kept it classy. He came back. Yachty came back. Kept it classy. Was like, "Yeah, she left. We wish her the best." But the Akademiks said that he told Yachty, no matter what, it's gonna come up. She's gonna try to blow you up and dish you and say, you know, you took her money or you whatever, blah blah. So when that thing came out that Caribou supposedly said something to somebody at some food place that she wasn't happy about the situation, he sent that to Yachty, and that's what made Yachty go on the crash out. Yachty took the bait of Caribou did not say anything publicly dissing him or dissing the crew, but because supposedly she said it to somebody at some food place and complained about it, he took the bait and did the crash out. So it's all just some silly, dumb shit. He took Akademiks bait. But yeah, out of that crash out, other people saw it. I said, what is your favorite crash out? This tweet I did now has like over 200 million views, which is crazy.
You are the platform.
I'm the platform, man. My social media game is incredible. You have to respect it. You know what I'm saying? Instagram.com, Elliott Wilson. Twitter.com, Elliott Wilson. Those are platforms too. And I got the bigger picture of my debate show. I'm about to launch my new interview show, the Elliott Wilson Experience.
EWE.
Starts tomorrow, EWE. So put some respect on my name. But yeah, my favorite crash out though, to keep it full circle, I do like that Birdman on the Breakfast Club.
Yes, I like
Beatrice.
That is
You know what I'm
is
saying?
class.
So I
You
gotta
say you
give it to
watch that
Charlotte,
every
baby.
I watch Birdman on Breakfast Club once a month, and then I
It's
watch.
inspiring.
Yeah.
I remember I saw Charlemagne the day they taped that because he was doing business with MTV with the Guy Code stuff. I had a little brief run with MTV where they were producing a Crown live episode series. So there was like a whole like industry like meet the Viacom execs evening thing that night. And I saw Charlemagne at the party and I dapped Charlemagne up. He's like, shortest Breakfast Club interview, shortest Breakfast Club interview ever. Birdman, da, da. He was excited. He knew what it was going to be.
It just happened?
He had taped it that day.
Yeah,
It came
okay.
out the next morning. He knew it was going to be one of those ones, and it was, man. Beatrice was ready, man.
You can feel it. What was your favorite crash out?
You go first.
I ain't going to say
no, I'm gonna go
more.
next because I'm gonna transition with mine.
So my favorite crash out when it comes to the internet would have to be Corrupt, and Corrupt went on a platform. Corrupt went on a platform and spoke his piece about New York, Elliott Wilson, and it happens to be one of my favorites. Roll that beautiful bean
Can we
footage.
see it? A Vlad TV clip of sorts? Oh, can I hear it? Can I hear it?
So this is Corrupt, and I believe
Stop it, my nigga. King of New York is a fucking movie. It's a fucking movie. Biggie called himself Frank fucking White. Who is Frank White?
Christopher Walken.
Wrong. He's the fucking king of New York. It's a fucking movie, man.
Your country, your town.
We don't want your
we
city,
don't want from
your
Los
country,
Angeles.
your town. We don't want. We from Los
Inglewood.
Angeles. We from Compton.
We are
nigga,
the West
Watts,
Coast.
Inglewood. Nigga,
would
we
wanna be
are
where you
the
at?
West
We
Coast.
like your
Why the
fucking
fuck would we
streets.
want to be where you at, nigga? We don't like your fucking streets. We like ours, cuz. Ours. We don't have a problem.
West Coast.
Incredible.
West
West Coast. West Coast. You got to do one of those reaction videos where you're mouthing it over the screen and then it has.
Corrupt Young Gotti, man.
You watch that every day, don't you, DJ?
I actually, you know what? Shout out to Corrupt Young Gotti. I actually took that, I ripped that audio and I've been using it. I was using it because I know your friend likes to play games. I was using it on the radio for the better part of 7 years as a radio drop. We like ours, cuz, on the radio.
Who's my
and
friend?
I got away with
Akademiks?
it.
Who's my friend?
No, the platform I got it from.
Oh, Vlad.
And I ran it on the radio for 7 years and got away with it.
Okay.
West Coast.
You know what?
Vlad's gonna invoice you.
Yeah.
Can't prove it.
we have no footage. And you're trying to tell me that Control is not the most impactful verse of all time because it gave you that. The question was about Control. Even though it's Corrupt's line initially, King of New York, it gave you that moment. Yeah.
Frank White.
You still pushing your control narrative?
I'm not pushing narratives. I was just bringing it back. I was just continuing the
we
conversation.
stand on business in the bigger picture, man.
He's standing on what he's standing on, huh?
He's standing up business,
Control
baby.
verse. Well, go ahead and crash out. Control verse is the most impactful.
I'm not crashing out. I'm just saying, the comments, if you look at the clip video, a lot of people agreed with me. But anyways, my favorite crash out, it was more of a mini wreck, more of an accident,
Okay.
a little car accident than a crash out.
Fender bender of sorts.
This week, actually, it's my favorite in recent memory. I just can't stop replaying it. It was this guy, and he kept saying, I am the greatest living journalist.
Of course.
Greatest living hip hop
Of course this
journalist
is yours.
right now.
Of course, this is yours.
But then I
Certified
heard
cover boy, aka Messy Man.
Messy Man. Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi. But then I heard he was talking about my guy, and it wasn't as funny. But I still did laugh. But what was your initial reaction?
We're referring to what, Akademiks?
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, so we'll break down the timeline of things, okay? So there was a rumor circulating that there was a new album on the way.
Shout out to Mano.
From Kendrick Lamar, and there was a text that was posted from I believe his cousin posted this. I don't know the actual relation. Maybe you know better, but his alleged cousin posted this text and asked about an album, and the two words were "we coming," and the person on the text thread said "dot." Okay, so some people were saying Kendrick's coming. There started to be this whole convo. He's about to drop. There's a lot of people saying that Drake is going to drop a diss track the same day as Kendrick. All these rumors are flying, and then DJ Hed posted a tweet with one simple emoji, a cap.
It's a hat.
It was a hat. It was just a hat.
Yeah, I like hats.
It was a blue hat.
Coming.
It doesn't necessarily mean anything. He posted a hat, and then he posted one more tweet that said, "Dot don't really talk to nobody, especially not Ak."
Ooh, that's where you was in trouble, man. Why you had to say that, man?
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
Akademiks was on stream at this time, and he was talking about how there's a new Kendrick album and how he has sources and he has inside sources, and he's on stream off the Henny, in his chair. Allegedly, while this is happening. And he had some choice words for
they
DJ
said he
Hed.
got at you, man. Said he eated you, DJ Hed. How you feel about that, man?
Do we have the sound on this one? Okay, we'll hear what he said first.
Nobody, especially Ak. I'll even quote tweet. I got a quote tweet on the phone. DJ Hed, I'm the greatest single journalist you've ever heard of.
Jesus
I
Christ.
want to put that out there. And I'll tell any nigga that's in the industry. I built a 20+ million industry by doing this shit. I played Drake's video and Drake had to ask me, how'd you get it? When I tell you something came from or something I know when it comes to Kendrick or whatever, I don't give a fuck who Kendrick is. I don't give a fuck about none of these niggas. Akademiks is the greatest single journalist you've ever heard of.
Did you take offense?
You could be fucking Kendrick. If I said it, that's what it is.
I was going to ask you.
Let me be clear. I don't need to talk to the artist. I don't need to talk to the artist. How much shit did I break about Young Miami? You think I ever talked to her? Nope. I told you Drake has hit me like, hey, what the fuck? How you know about this?
Somebody's got to. All right, we can insert the rest later.
Because he was claiming that he talks to. He's claiming he talks to like record label people, industry people. That you have to talk to Kendrick himself. That he has on good authority, whatever his sources are in terms of people like at labels or digital promoters or people that help with social media for these accounts and stuff. That he has good word, good authority. That it doesn't necessarily have to come from Kendrick. And it's proceeded to try to give my guy DJ Hed the business. You know what I'm saying? So. I don't know, man. What's up with the single journalist thing, too, man?
Before we get to this, did you feel offended by him claiming?
I don't know why he landed so much on the journalist part of it. I guess to say that he's, that's what Akademiks does do. He does do his reporting. I will say that. He calls sources. He does journalism type moves, but so does DJ Hed. So, I thought it was interesting that it's one thing to call cap on him, right, and say it's a lie, which is people use you as a trusted source for Kendrick in some sense, right? But then to personally go at him and say he don't talk to nobody, especially not Ak, did you kind of make it appropriate for him to respond to you that way by attacking him that way, or just pointing out officially like he don't fuck with Ak like that?
I received that.
My therapist savvy. Shout out
to Elliott Wilson. Shout out to Elliott Wilson's therapist.
Tomorrow 8 a.m. Amy.
I received that.
Me and DJ Drama got the same therapist.
I don't think you're supposed to say that.
No, he said it.
He told you that she didn't tell you that.
Drama shared it publicly. He told a story about him battling drugs and talked about his therapist. I heard him on a podcast. So now I asked him who his therapist was because I wasn't happy with my therapist, so that's how it happened. So I think it's public in that sense.
She just hears you and Drama same day complaining about Drake.
Exactly.
She's like, this guy is the cause of all of my clients' problems.
This guy Drake's a menace, Aubrey Graham. No, go ahead. So, why did you say especially not Ak?
I just wanted to be clear that wasn't, it didn't come from that source.
So do you think Kendrick's bothered by speculation like that when people start saying about him?
The internet is just misinformed in general. So I think people just run with narratives and like they're clamoring for whatever. Like, so I think
I just want a Kendrick album. Drake keeps giving us Lucy's and shit. Lucy's. We're gonna get to that. Gigs. Yeah. He's gigging us up. We want some K-Dot music. K-Dot coming back? Is K-Dot gonna feed us, man? We miss Kendrick, man.
Not right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I received that. I'll accept responsibility for saying that. But I could be myself and go a different direction as far as, I didn't say anyone's name.
Okay. Well, you said
Akademik's name.
I did? What did I say?
You said especially Ak.
Well, you said Ak. Don't do that. If I say Hed, people know what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying. But I received that. I didn't have to do that. So his response is warranted, I guess.
It also feels like you saying he's a Drake guy, so stay on that side,
No, there was no underlining innuendos, but
so you don't buy that whatever people telling him is any kind of way factual about a rollout or things he might be preparing. Like, you don't believe he has any good source that.
I believe he has sources, but I share a platform with two esteemed journalists. Do you all believe that he's the greatest living journalist?
I think he's the top guy in hip hop right now.
That's not what I asked you,
I think
Elliott
I'm
Wilson.
Sitting next to it.
Elliott Wilson.
I believe I'm the greatest living, of course. But I'm
Elliott
biased.
Wilson.
I'm biased.
Do you believe that he's the greatest living journalist?
I don't. I believe he's
Jeremy
the top
Heck, do you believe that he's the greatest
right
living journalist?
No.
Okay.
And shout out, no disrespect. I believe Elliott's my number one.
Just listen, bro. It don't matter. I'm just saying. God bless you, Ak. I hope that everything goes well for you in life.
Steve sending a prayer.
Good, though. He's good. When he's in the little streaming chair in his house, I said that's Ak home court, man. He got at you pretty nicely. I thought it was well done.
Oh no. The things about me I don't really care about.
Yeah.
It's really
got critics of culture.
Yeah, shout out to critics of culture.
It's really about the precedent of what these types of things represent that I have an issue with. It's not really him specifically.
You're talking about people like leaking information about
No,
the artist?
I mean, so there's two things to it, right? So the first thing is, if you claim to be a journalist, which is why I never claim to be a journalist, because you have to put work in for that. There's accolades and things that come along with that. I'll take journalism serious. I've advocated for journalists countless times.
Last episode.
On this platform, right? I think it's a serious thing. One thing that's mainly serious when it comes to journalism is journalistic integrity, right? When it comes to somebody saying something is off the record or not leaking things. Even when I was on the radio, that wasn't my brand. I wasn't I got it first leak guy. That was another person's brand.
Yeah.
Right? I competed against that brand because I don't believe in compromising the sanctity of infrastructures or relationships to have the scoop.
And I got to shout out my guy Justin too. No shots to the leakers.
Fucking
I just gotta say, if somebody's still,
I'm not throwing anything.
I know,
I'm just saying that's not my brand and never has been. I'm not that I did it first guy, right? It's just authentic, right? The other part about it is when you delve into the realm of I saw him say something, and it wasn't even something that I want to address, but it's something that probably should be addressed when it comes to when he said, you think these niggas like fuck with me? I don't remember it verbatim, right? They don't fuck with me. I don't give a fuck, right? I'm twisting niggas' arms and shit like that. It's like, I mean, that's one way to deal with it. Like, and the thing is, were you done like that? Were you brought up or raised like that to the point where you feel like that's how you have to distribute your energy? Because hurt people, right? So, matter of fact, Jeremy Heck, I ain't even bleed him yet. Can I bleed him? I'm gonna say something to not just Akademiks, but there are minions that he have that there are people that do what he does, right? There's people of the same stature in my city who do the same things that he do. And, I'm gonna say something to these individuals that they probably have never heard in their adult life since they've had an internet connection. I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you. You've amassed a following, you've made it, you're number one or wherever you fall on the list. My question is, what do you plan to do with that? You know what I'm saying? How many people do you plan to empower with your platform or this fortune that you've amassed? How many people do you plan on putting on? How many people do you plan on not disseminating the same thing that's been done to you onto them? It's just questions that I have, for people with platforms. I know Elliott Wilson has empowered people. I know Harvey Levin has empowered people. He's put people in position. I know Van Lathan has done so. Charlemagne has a whole network. Jeremy Hecht has empowered people. We have people who work here. I've seen it with my own eyes. Big Boy has put people on. All these people who have used their platform to benefit others. I would encourage Akademiks and other people. Joe Budden, we got Rory and Mal out of it. Then out of Rory and Mal, we get Damaris and all these other people, right? And we get Ice and all these other people who have their own lives. So when does someone use their platform to benefit anyone other than themselves is my question. I'm just,
DJ Head out here. ISO.
That's not
These are
ISO.
good questions.
These are just questions I have
questions.
from a journalistic perspective, right? So I would just encourage everyone to use their platforms wisely, and it doesn't last forever. And if any of you ever want a hug, I'm available. West Coast.
Y'all need a hug.
Free hugs from the
Everybody
West
need
Coast.
hugs. Free hugs.
Yeah, there is something to be said about people who have platforms who are able to bring other people up and uplift. Like I would say, even when I got here and Elliott started working here, like I had never experienced somebody who immediately, like, you were just uplifting me from the go. It was never any question. You're like, what do you need? Go, let's do it. Let me help you, And all the people you mentioned, I always feel that there's a responsibility to some degree. And this isn't, on ACT, but just in general, when you have a platform to help people succeed who were once in your position. And I try to reach down whenever I can to the side.
I think it's important to the ecosystem of things. That's one issue that I noticed within the confines of hip hop specifically is when you have a tree, right? Charlemagne told me years ago, he said, you're not a legend if your tree don't bear no fruit. And I was like, damn, I thought about it. And I'm thinking about all of the people. Sway has empowered so many different people. Sway has embraced me. You know what I mean? I think about all these different people who I look up to, or I came up under, or I look at as OGs or whatever, and they might have staff writers, they might have media personalities, they might have interns, they might have all these people that they empower. And I think that that's important to the ecosystem of hip hop because, again, going back to the Knife Wonder conversation, as you level up, you still need legacy to follow you because your legacy dies with you if you don't, right? So what's the purpose of being number one if you don't have a number two?
Bars.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Okay, real quick, off the act stuff, but staying on Kendrick for a second. I'll ask you first. Do you expect a Kendrick album before the end of the year? And if he doesn't drop, does that do anything for
Remember,
your
I
view?
said that because of Drake's Lucy's and all those. It's
That
crazy
he could take
campaign.
more time off.
He could take more time. I don't know. I could see it going fourth quarter release, or I could see wait until next year. To me, I have no idea. And that's the thing about Kendrick that's great about it too. It's like none of us really know. I mean, Hed probably knows, but none of us really know outside of DJ Hed, probably, allegedly, what this guy's gonna do. He doesn't move the way Drake moves. He doesn't move the way the industry moves. He moves at his own pace and his own course. And right now, again, he won the battle fair and square. He's got the big record that's still top 10, Hot 100. So no, he doesn't have to even come out this year. Would I like him to come out this year? Of course. But I could see it being late this year or early next year. And maybe not at all. Who knows? It's Kendrick Lamar. And, we'll talk about Drake soon, but I don't feel like there's an urgency that he has to step back. He did his damage. His impact is still being felt of what he did, so.
Do you want to clarify one more thing about that cap? Is that saying that, or the hat emoji, sorry. Is that clarifying that they're not coming soon, pause, or that not at all? Like, I guess that's where the ambiguity is.
Is that his cousin? Like, who are these fake text messages and all? Is that real?
Was there real relation there?
Do you know? Allegedly?
Just to clear up stuff for the internet.
Critics of the coach are gonna meme the fuck out of me.
Who is the Kendrick Lamar source? If it's not DJ Hed,
Due to journalistic integrity, I decline to answer.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, all right, okay. that is fair. Kendrick, if you do happen to, because you said Kendrick pays attention to everything, right?
He does.
Okay, Kendrick, if you are allegedly paying attention to this,
so what would you like to happen, Jeremy? Would you like him to put out a record this year, or could he wait till next year?
what I would like is to see sprinkles of Kendrick for the rest of the year, but it doesn't have to be an album.
Oh, you want some free 10 gigs from
No. They can be official singles. It can be
a free back.
It can be a Baby Keem song. It can be Family Ties still rings off. That was 3 years ago. It's one of the biggest. I think it's the biggest streaming song of the decade so far.
It's a great record.
That's a great song, and it aged extremely well. Like all the bars about smoking on your top 5 and all the shots of Drake there. I think he said Kanye changed his way. Me, I'm an old school Gemini. Like those bars aged very well. I would love to see a couple.
If Hip Hop All Day said it.
If
right,
Hip Hop All Day said it, then it's facts.
That is the most trusted
Elliott
song.
Wilson is with the quick
Hip
shade
Hop
on.
All Day, holla at me, man. I got to know who's
You
behind this.
shade
Holla at me.
every other platform. Yeah, well, Hip Hop All Day said it.
Yo, they got to holla at me, man. I want to know who's behind Hip Hop All Day, man. I got to understand.
I will say this, though.
What they doing?
What? Yeah, I can say this. I was talking to our guy, Will I Am.
Shout out to Will I Am.
And his AI, Fiona.
Yep. Great platform.
Download the FYI app, by the way.
Yeah.
And you can do your own. And FYI did make a prediction as to when the Kendrick album is dropping.
Okay, what's the FYI saying?
The FYI app predicted that the Kendrick album would be dropping March of 2025.
See, I feel early next year too.
Okay, they gave
early
a
next
year.
They're gonna cut this up and be like, Hed said
that Kendrick's album's dropping March. Yeah, no, the AI app where you can ask it questions, and based on all of the information it gathers from the internet, it'll give you its best prediction.
And does it have to be the West Coast album? Does it have to be the intro's the Corrupt sample, and it's just West Coast and everything's got a West Coast bop and West Coast sonics? And
I don't like the
does
narrative.
it have to be that?
you gotta tighten this thing right here.
Tighten up.
No, lift it. There and then no, Elliott. I'm talking to Elliott. And then there you twist that motherfucker. Boom. No, the other way. Yep.
This way?
Yep. No, that way. Yeah, that way. No.
It's fully
There you
true.
go.
There
All
we
right.
go.
You
All
good.
right. There we go.
I will say I hate the narrative that's been going on of, oh, look at Kendrick. He used all of his people from the West Coast for his pop out to destroy Drake. And where is he now? He's not hopping on features. He's not tweeting the DJ Mustard and YG album. Kendrick went back into his hole. It's like, when was Kendrick ever active to the point where he was tweeting? First of all, Kendrick doesn't tweet. Like maybe 10 years ago, you could pull up some Kendrick tweets. But I don't think that he needs to be the guy to support in that way. I think his support was shining a spotlight on the West Coast. He shined a spotlight on a lot of artists. You were on stage. You had a set. You helped shine a spotlight on a lot of artists. I don't think that
So
he's...
sometimes you got to pop out. He doesn't
Sometimes,
pop out
you
all the
say
time.
always.
He's not popping out all day.
Didn't
Sometimes
say
you gotta
always.
pop out and show people.
Sometimes you got to pop out and show
Folks.
people.
Show folks.
And what I'm saying is I would like, though, if he did do a couple features that maybe were on that West Coast sound over the course of the next 2-3 months.
Well, that's what they say he did. You didn't get on the YG album. You didn't get like all these guys. You didn't get on their records. Why isn't there songs with these people that held him down and all that stuff? That's it.
Yeah, I just don't like the narrative, but I get where they're coming from. But
I think it. Never mind.
did you think further?
It's hard being DJ Head,
Bro.
It's hard being you, brother.
Yeah.
You know, it's
When's
good.
Hove dropping an album?
I can't get that kind of rap. I don't know. I don't think it's happening.
You don't know? You don't think it's happening? Elliott Wilson
Not
says
to-
that Hove's
to
not
my
dropping an album.
knowledge.
You're trying
No,
to
I
get
think
that
there'll be an
out of
album one day. I don't think it's coming any day soon.
When
as
is
far
the
as I
joint
know.
album? The Carter's album. When is the next Carter's album dropping?
I don't know. I think Beyonce's focused on the pushing the country joint she has right now.
So when I get another Carter's album.
Cowboy Carter, baby, still available for on these DSPs for everybody, man.
Okay.
Soon to be Grammy nominated, I'm sure.
True. I think Alchemist tweets like you. I saw
Shout out to Al.
Shout out to
Big Al.
Alchemist. Somebody asked him, somebody asked him, did you produce any tracks from the Fall Off? And Alchemist just put a zipped mouth emoji. I feel like this, I feel like you related to this. This is your type
Well,
of tweet.
no, I wouldn't put a zip emoji. I just put eyes.
Eyes is
I
would
would
be
just put
better.
eyes. Like,
Eyes, caps.
Eyes would
you know what I'm
be
saying?
better.
Shout out to Al, though. I think Al has some shit in the tuck.
Anyone in particular or just anyone
He got some shit.
that you've heard?
He got some shit.
Hey, Al, I have a message for Al. Love all of your production. Please don't ever play Meet the Grams at a DJ set. Just please.
like
don't.
that?
It's
You
we
get a
don't.
little 30 seconds
It's,
off.
no, I do not
and then
need
he
it mixed
goes-
with anything. I would be in the. Can you imagine if you're like in the crowd on Molly or something or on a mushroom trip and
you'd
you
be
hear
scared. That's
Meet
scary.
the Grams at a festival? Oh my gosh, you would
scary.
be. You would go into
That
a
is-
night.
Yeah, I
make
don't
you
want to
high.
hear Meet the Grams no more, bro.
No,
No.
never again.
I mean, I'm cool if I don't hear it anymore. Like I'll be fine.
Somebody said
Like I don't play it.
No, somebody said Jeremy's scared of everything. Fish with eyes and Meet the Grams. I said that's first of all, that's not everything. Second of all, Meet the Grams is a scary song.
It is a scary song.
Yeah.
One of the scariest rap songs.
Yeah, I don't need that on my spirit.
Well, shout out to Alchemist.
But while we wait for Drake, while we wait for Kendrick,
We get more Drake.
more Drake.
More Drake.
Hey, who wants more Drake?
I was gonna propose that we go to episode without talking about it, but you know, it's cool.
He keeps putting out music. We have to talk
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah, people who say
This
that,
guy.
they're like, they need Drake for like, well, if the guy stopped putting out music and 50 more gigs of content, then we wouldn't talk about it, but he's the biggest artist in the world.
So
They're
then,
one of
if
the biggest artists in the world.
if you drop 100 gigs for your head top, right?
Yeah.
And then this is a hard hitting journalist question.
Okay.
This is a hard hitting question. All right.
100 gigs.
If you drop 100 gigs for your head top,
Yeah.
Head top.
and then you drop 50 more gigs, do you then have to change the website name?
Do you have to keep updating it? You'd have to, this is what I would
You
do
have
if I
to
were-
register hella domains.
No, here's what you do. 100 plus. You do 100.
You can't put a plus on the domain.
No.
Bull fire.
PLUS. 100
Oh my
plus
God.
gigs.org. Then you can just keep it going. All you got to do is add to it.
I guess.
That's. You want a new domain each time?
I want a new domain every time. You know what I'm saying? Pay that $29.99 a year.
GoDaddy.com. what did you guys? What were your initial thoughts
I'm gonna let
on?
you guys talk about the songs first.
Okay, yeah. Let's.
I
So,
I liked
I can't wait to hear.
I
what
liked
you guys think.
what was it
Circadian Rhythm.
Circadian Rhythm. I like that.
Circadian.
I like that song
Yeah.
actually.
Fuck is
Me too.
Circadian? Because Kendrick said in the song.
No. You know what a
Again.
circadian rhythm is?
No, but circadian is a word that he used in what?
In 616, yeah.
But do you know what it is though?
No, what
so
is
the,
it?
So the circadian rhythm is basically how you wake up and go to sleep with the sun, right? And so it's like when you wake up, that you're in the rhythm of with the universe. Basically, you're in a rhythm, like
In
it's
alignment.
In alignment, right? So it's like you wake up when it's dawn, and you kind of shut down when it's dusk type shit. That's essentially the. That's why he was in the hook. He was talking about like being up and whatever stuff like that.
But it's very interesting. I mean, we could go into each of the songs, but it's to me so clear that there were Kendrick Easter eggs all over this song. First of all, it was called The Language 2 first. Before he deleted it, it was called The Language 2. Before it was Circadian Rhythm. And if anyone remembers, the language on Nothing Was the Same were clear shots towards Kendrick. Maybe people didn't see it as clear at the time, but when you look back, those were subs based on Kendrick's BT freestyle that we high-fived about a couple episodes about ago. Yeah, we did. And so he was basically saying, you know, I'm more successful. They're hyping you up. They're saying you're the guy, but I'm really the one you should worry about. I've been doing this for longer than you at a higher level than you. So to call it The Language 2 is an interesting callback. That seems pretty clear. But then even to switch the name to Circadian Rhythm, like you said, on 616 in LA, Kendrick's basically talking about how he goes to sleep peacefully, right? Like what you said, he puts his kids to bed. He's chilling. He's one with God. He's protected by the archangels. He's meditating. Raphael is watching over him.
Circadian.
Meanwhile, Drake has trouble.
I'm circadian too.
You have a good sleep cycle.
No, I'm saying he's circadian too.
But he's not.
He's not.
It's interesting. He's basically saying the opposite. What DJ Hed is doing right now, Drake is saying he doesn't get any of that. He's saying, I'm up. I can't sleep. My therapist is actually telling me you need to calm down because you're having trouble sleeping. She's diagnosing him. In all of the songs, he said something specifically about not being able to sleep at night. So to me, that was weird that he was so into...
Weird flex, but okay.
Weird flex. But then also... there's so much to dissect, but when he posted a very clear thing that said, we are going to win game 2 on Twitter or on his Finsta story. It said, it was a Rasheed Wallace clip, I believe, right? Where he said, we will win game 2. So
there's no game 2. The battle's over. There's no game 2. What is this guy talking about?
Now, journalists, did he say he was talking about a battle?
He did not say he was talking about a battle.
It's implied.
How's it implied?
Okay.
Because this is game 2. Let's go up again. Let's do it again.
Okay, let's say I have
Do-over.
I have chicken tenders.
Why chicken? Because we niggas?
What?
Got him.
Okay. I have
I'm sorry.
Fish sticks.
Finger licking.
You want them to make that
Fish
joke
sticks.
at me?
There we go.
Better?
Good job,
I
Jeremy.
have
Good
a
job.
handful of fish sticks. You want me to do this? Does that sound better? Okay. All right. I have some salmon in my hand. How's that?
I like salmon. I'm
You like salmon?
pescatarian.
You like salmon?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm pescatarian.
Incredible.
Yes. Oh,
West
so
Coast.
okay.
Yeah.
So I have a plate of salmon, right?
Wild caught.
I didn't catch it myself, but
it's wild caught
But
salmon.
it's wild caught. We keep a
Let's do it.
healthy.
Keep going.
Yeah. So I have a plate of salmon, and I just finished eating the plate of salmon that you saw me eat. You weren't necessarily just sitting there staring me
Okay.
eat it, but you saw it. There's a clean plate now, okay?
All right.
And you say, how was it? Okay, you just out loud, you just say, hey, Jeremy, how was it? Am I supposed to assume that you're talking about the salmon that you just saw me eat?
No, he just said, how was it? I would ask for clarification.
So you'd poke back and ask a question.
Yeah. So Elliott Wilson, being a journalist that he is, number 5 hip hop journalist in the country.
Yep.
That
Just the
sounds
country?
nasty. That's nasty. Number 5. In the starting 5 of rap
You
media.
you mad it?
I'm not coming off the bench.
Yeah.
All right.
You should ask if that's.
The guy don't speak to me no more. I'm damaged that relationship.
Are you
but then-
blocked by his Finsta, though?
No.
Try-
Don't put that out to the world.
No, you could try
Get him on
DMing
Plot
him.
Twist.
Yeah, on Plot Twist.
Hey, it's me. Hey, guy.
Hey, big head.
I'm here to
Hey,
get this-
defensive
Hey,
Drake.
big head
It's
is
Elliott.
crazy.
Hey, big head.
I got that a lot, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
During that time period.
I'm just saying. I don't know. It's just cryptic. You know what I mean?
Okay, Circadian is the Super Soakers out without Yachty.
Yeah.
And then
You
the
listen to
best record, which everyone feels is the best record, is the No Face record, right?
Best
We
rapping.
all feel that's the best rap record he's put out of all these records. Out of all the 6 records, that's the best one. My problem with that one is It's a great beat. He's got a different flow on it.
I like
But
the
then
hook too.
I feel like he's got no hook on it.
I didn't like that hook.
It's not done.
It does sound
like,
unfinished.
It's like Playboy Cardi, like fiend. No face, no face, no
Bro,
face, no
he
face.
hates this
Like we have
thing.
no, because Cardi's on it. It's like Cardi came up with the hook. Like let's just say no face every 2 minutes. Like no face, no face, no face. Like it's not done.
I don't like the No Face record, but
It's not done.
I understand that. But you,
Why is he giving us this music? Like, round 2 is my game 2. Why is he doing this? This is not good. It still isn't good. It's good, but it's not good enough. Why is he doing it? It makes no sense. And now, this free pack isn't on your DSPs. So my weekend free pack is going to be on your
Not yet.
DSPs. And this one's not.
Gives you a week to live
And
on
then it's
100
like,
gigs.
well, is he battling Lucian? Like Lucian Grange? Is the Grand versus Grange? Like, you said I couldn't put my shit up myself, even though we got this big licensing deal. I'm still doing it. You know, you flagged me. Okay, I give it. I put it up. I take it down. Now it's back up. You can download it. Like, so he's battling the system. He's battling Universal because of what? Who are you battling? Like, I don't understand any of it. Like, why does he feel the need to give us these free packs of music that aren't the level of what they could or should be post-battle? And then you keep giving us your archives, which we love. I felt nothing was the same as his greatest album. The back
agree.
stuff reminds me of how great that album is. So I like that. But I don't like any of the moves again since the battle. Like, why? He's still in this battle. He's still obsessed with the situation. He can't accept that he lost. And now he's throwing things out so people will like him again. Like, this sounds good, right? My old shit, right? Like, it's like he wants to be loved. It's just like, I don't understand. If he literally just said, you know what? Like, what? Like, isn't October coming up? October's very on, right?
Yeah.
October, what? The last Thursday in October. And he put out, he said, Drake, Iceman, that date, and went away. Can he go away for like 30 days? Like, if he just announced an album was coming, Iceman's coming, October, the last Thursday in October, and put that up, and then went quiet, wouldn't that build up so much more hype or excitement around what this guy's gonna do instead of what he's doing now? I don't get it. And then this is now gonna segue again to a Party Next Door album? Is that really gonna happen? There's no fucking Party Next Door album gonna happen. What are we talking about? Like, this is all, these guys are strategists, his team. Brilliant dudes. We see the history of their brilliance. I don't understand how they're moving in 2024. I don't get it.
what if it's part of a larger plan? And
It's a part of a super large
Bigger
plan.
picture.
And yeah, what if it's
plan
part
of foolery.
What if it's a part of a bigger picture and you just don't see that?
I don't see it. Yeah, you're right. I'm not too smart. That's why I'm number 5 on the list.
West Coast.
You see it, Jeremy? Like,
No.
what am I missing? I don't understand
One of
how
the
this
OVO
works.
stands commented back to me and said, you guys don't get it. He's playing a game where he's flooding the server so that there's so much Drake talk and so much Drake music that when
Why
anyone
you
else
reading it? Why you
drops,
sounding like that?
you know, I feel like that's how the guy sounded.
You think that's how you sound?
Yeah,
That's
if
how
it
the
was
OVO
saying-
stands
Yeah,
sound?
not all of them. Just,
don't get it.
Yeah, you don't understand.
You don't get it.
If they were from Toronto, they might sound a little different. Yo, fam, you don't even know. You don't even
That's a
understand.
Toronto accent?
Allegedly, I'm from Winnipeg.
Shout out to my Canucks.
Yeah, shout out to
But
the
Jeremy,
Canucks.
you did fanboy out. You said it's free for free. These are amazing tracks.
I think these. I
He's
think
killing it.
You
I
fanboyed
didn't
out?
say
Fanboyed
he's
out.
killing
You said
it.
he's free for free. It's incredible.
What I said.
Drake's back, baby.
Those are not my words.
No face, no face, no face, no face,
You
no
like
face.
the No Face record?
You heard me. I said he was 3 for 3, as in I liked all 3 of these songs. I didn't love the hook on No Face. I liked the rapping on there. I really liked Circadian Rhythm. Like that one I thought. But my favorite part of that is he was kind of sticking in the lane of like song about women, what he's going through. It doesn't have to be about beef. And then Super Soak I liked as well. Do I think any of them are going to be smashes? No, not necessarily. But what I did say also is that I think he's trying to will his way back to the top of the rap game. Now, some people took that and said, "Where he's not on top anymore." I mean, in the public perception of our conversations, Kendrick overtook him as the number 1 guy by winning that battle. Maybe not on your list all time, but in the moment, right? We're talking about in the moment.
What was the big record after the Hove and Nas battle that Hove put out?
The big record after the Hov and Nas. He did the what happened?
What was his big
I blocked
record?
all that out.
You
He did
blo-
the R. Kelly album. I guess Stronger
Best
After
of Both
Ether.
Worlds?
I think that was because he said I got Stronger After Ether. Wow, on one of the songs. That might have been the first thing after the battle.
Blueprint 2.
Oh yeah, this is him on the title track. This is him on.
So Blueprint 2 came out after the Nas and Hov
Yeah,
battle.
and he had shots at him on Blueprint 2.
And on
the
Blueprint
title
2,
track.
you had what? Song Cry. You had what was the first record?
No, that's first.
Oh, that's first Blueprint.
Yeah.
Blueprint 2.
You don't remember? You probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't remember Blueprint 2.
There's Blueprint 2.1 too. They had what was the big song? 03 Bonnie and Clyde was on there.
Oh, that was a huge record. Excuse
me, miss.
Yeah. There we go.
The title track he just is Nas.
Okay, so
The Bounce.
The Bounce was good.
I know you like that one.
Oh yeah, Kanye. Okay, so the reason I asked that is because I think after something like this, we just want the slaps. Just give it the slaps, bro. That's it. Give us the excuse me, miss. Give us the 03 Bonnie and Clyde.
I said that, yes.
For
Drake, it was the non-stops and
the Drake, the non-stop.
In My Feelings.
Yeah.
He did it before.
R. Kelly. It was the after his controversy, we got a couple of them. He had a couple joints after that. You know what I'm saying?
But if you don't have undeniable slaps, why are you putting this music out?
No, I'm agreeing.
They're not
with you.
undeniable slaps. None of these songs.
This is a rare occasion where I'm agreeing with you.
But why is he doing it?
Oh, why is he doing
What
this?
am I missing? What am I like? Why is
You
he
want
doing
us to
this?
figure out why he's doing this?
Other than being frustrated that he lost the battle and he's trying to.
Jeremy Hector,
make people
certified
love him
cover
again.
boy. Ask him.
I truly think, to your point of wanting to be loved and get nostalgia for people, I think when you talked about he's in his battle for hip hop legacy, this is in his mind helping cement that legacy. He's showing the process of these albums. I watched like an hour documentary that someone put together of All the Nothing Was the Same footage. He's letting people know like, hey, I really care about my art. Look at me over the years, and hey, I can also still make music
But I still
at a
feel
high
like
level.
the new songs clash with that. Like it's just two messages
I got
going
a
on
flip
at once.
side.
Like I don't get why the new songs then. Why give us these songs that
Just
don't
do
feel
one or not the other.
complete to your high standard of undeniable slaps? Like why give us the music if you're giving us the history? Okay, give us that.
I got a
and then
question.
play it low.
What if the 100 gigs was already planned before the battle?
Just bad time, like the Camila Cabello records.
What if that was already in the pipeline to do that whole 100 gigs thing? Let's drop footage. Let's show people the behind the
I'm
scenes or
sure
whatever.
it's been talked about for a while, but again, that's a great play. It gives people a reminder of you're that dude and what you've done for the culture so consistently for all these years. But again, the mixed messages of me of putting out these other records that are not undeniable slaps, like you said, coming off this battle doesn't help his legacy.
Maybe he
to me.
believes that they're undeniable slaps.
I think he'd put them on streaming and market them if he believed it.
Yeah, and
I
then
think he's
shouldn't he put,
questioning.
if these three songs are better, shouldn't they be on DSPs? Why wouldn't you want them on DSPs? Because you don't want them to chart?
Maybe there's some label stuff going on. These you said
Yeah.
that you sent that this morning. The last three songs, they all fell. One of them fell to 46, right? It's up, and the other two are off.
Yep.
So I mean, the question also, I don't know how you guys feel about this in real life, but somebody said Kendrick Lamar has actually impacted how I listen to Drake, and there was a lot of people pushing me. How if you let a man impact how you feel about another man's music, then obviously those people.
It does impact.
But
maybe I'm holding Drake to a higher standard because of how I looked at his response to losing the Pusha T battle with undeniable slaps, and I'm putting him to that standard. But yes, of course, everything changes. It's like our favorite thing he talks about, the Akademiks' reaction to when he first heard Kendrick Not Like Us. Like that is in our mind. We're forever impacted by that in this battle. So yes, we're listening to Drake and probably grading him harder than we would as anybody else because of the standard that he's created. And coming off this battle, we feel like he took the L. We want to see him come back at his biggest, strongest win. So we're judging it harsher, I guess, right? And looking at it for the standard that we expect it to be. And have some sort of, to me, strategy and plan around what you're really doing, where it just feels like there isn't one here yet.
What about the old music? Like, do you did it happen to you with anything else? Like with Jay-Z, Nas, did you listen to the other side differently?
I wasn't really in for that one, so I don't think it impacted the way I listened to Jay like that. I'm not a Blueprint guy. It's probably a hot take, but I'm not a Blueprint guy. I'm a Black Album guy.
Album. And that came after the.
Correct. So it was
Shame on you. Shame on you, brother.
What you mean? It is what it is. I
Blueprints,
like what I like. You don't like Snoop Dogg. I like. You know what I'm
I
saying?
love Snoop Dogg. Don't try to go no stop. Why you trying to create a beef with me and Snoop Dogg?
Nah, I'm just.
I gotta hit Snoop, man. This shit was
Put
good.
all of these things
gotta hit
together
Snoop.
too.
I gotta hit Dog. I gotta go back to the little compound or something.
little
I gotta make sure I'm
compound.
good.
The
large compound.
The little compound.
The beautiful,
Crazy.
expansive
Big
compound.
ass compound.
Beautiful, expansive compound.
Yeah.
Biggest in the world.
I gotta check it with Snoop, man. I don't feel safe down in the city, man. Fuck
You
that,
good?
man.
You good? You West Coast Wilson in Venice.
Oh man.
In
Venice.
So I think like if you think about it, right, from the way we listen to certain artists is based on memories, and it's usually attached to where we were in life at that point. I don't think we've understood what this is going to be until later, just like COVID, right? We're experiencing the ramifications of COVID now.
Yeah.
I think the ramifications of this battle is going to be later because there are people who wasn't Kendrick fans. There are people who weren't Drake fans. There are people who just started listening to music. There's high school kids, middle school kids who just started listening to hip hop in that way where they can really grasp the concept and understand how we were when I first got the West Side Connection album or, shit like that, right? So I think we'll understand that later. It's like, damn, like my introduction to Drake was push-ups, or my introduction to Kendrick was Not Like Us or Euphoria. And I think that's when we'll really fully understand it. Now it's just more like people like being fans of the culture, fans of the music, and being like, yeah, I don't like that guy now because of this, or how he dealt with that.
Well, I think like I remember Meek, right? So when Drake dropped back to back, and then after that, Meek replied, but then there was that period of time where Meek was trying to find his grounding and trying to find his new direction and sound. And I remember people did listen to, at least me personally, I listened to Meek differently. I looked at him, not that I was a Meek stan, but I was a fan of his music. I liked Meek. I was obviously a bigger Drake fan. But when I was listening to Meek's music, there was just a hint of like, I couldn't believe him as much. The bravado didn't sound as good. The punchlines didn't hit as hard. And it wasn't until Tory Lanez and him dropped Liddy again. And I remember hearing that, and I was like, okay, he's bouncing back. Like
he's lit again.
He's lit again. Like,
Meek's
and I was like,
lit
okay.
again.
So, I mean, there might be a point. I just don't think it's crazy to say that. It's also not crazy to like listen to an old Drake album and have no different feelings too. Like I just listened to Nothing Was the Same on the way here. I didn't feel different, but I don't think it's
You
crazy
listen to
to
Nothing
say.
Was the Same on your way here?
I listened to
Great album.
Connect
Just
on
like
the way
Blueprint.
here, yeah. Because I was watching that documentary from 150 gigs.
Did you like Going Bad? Meek and Drake?
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah, that was a good song.
I liked it too.
You think we'll ever get something like that with Kendrick and Drake?
Do I think?
Yeah.
Me as DJ Head?
Yeah, did you?
I don't think so.
Did you guys see though the other thing on the 150
I had a
gigs?
DJ Head secret Going Bad thing I could talk about, but I can't really talk about it. It's made me think about it. Should I talk about it?
Can you give like a cryptic version?
A big homie was saying that Meek heard it and wasn't sure about it when he first got it back from Drake. Like, was he fucking with me? Like, he kind of thought they were gonna do more like just a rapping type of song vibe. So he didn't catch the bounce of it at first and didn't know if Drake was kind of just fucking with him by sending him that. And then
To
Big,
try to catch him
Homie
slipping.
told him like, yo, you bugging. That's the bounce is, and then he cut it, and then he realized what it was and cut it. So.
It's a hit record.
Wow. Yeah, it was one of those.
No, but he didn't think so at first. He didn't get, because you probably thought I'm back with Drake. We're just gonna rap, and you send me this record. It's bound because Drake had the bounce and the hook and the idea of the record. So Meek at first was like, I don't know if that's what I want to do or is he fucking with me? But it worked.
I really, and I don't think I've ever got a chance to address this publicly, but I really appreciated Meek Mill's handling of that. You know what I mean? I thought that was super dope for him to even do that record, and like him to even be able to say me and Drizzy back to back.
Yeah, it's like making light of the situation.
I thought that was super fucking dope. You know what
that
I'm
was
saying?
grown man shit.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I think so. It was dope.
And then performing.
That's never gonna
again on
happen with Drake
stage.
and Kendrick though. Don't get
Well,
excited.
well, with Going Bad, I did think.
Right, DJ Ed? You agree? It's never gonna happen with Kendrick and Drake, right?
I don't think so.
Well, did you see? So there was circulating this morning. It was during the Nothing Was the Same era in the folders, but it must have been pre-Control. And there's a beat that Now Action Bronson ended up using on a 2015 song, Act Crazy, I believe it's called. And 40 and Drake are in the studio, and Drake said, at the time that he's at in his career right now, I know he would murder this. And 40 said, yeah, as soon as you said Kendrick, I felt like this was supposed to be for him. But it was really interesting to me because I look back and I'm like, that line where he said, I'm surprised you wanted that feature request. You know, we got some shit to address. It just ages differently. I doubt he was talking about this, but it could double down because at this point, if Drake would have sent the beat to Kendrick and he said he sent it to him, right? And Kendrick receives this beat and doesn't give a verse. He doesn't give a verse, but then he drops Control. And then we see Drake's interview with you, and maybe that's why his reaction was what it was, because it was like, oh, you're gonna not respond to my feature request or tell me you're giving me a verse and not giving it to me, and then you're gonna go and do this and call out my name, but you weren't talking to me about this verse, and then you act like we're all cool. I'm confused. It made me see things a little bit differently. I don't know if you guys thought any of that.
I think there's layers to it, some that a lot of people don't know between those two guys.
From pre-control?
There's layers to it that are post-control and layers to it that are more recent than not. And I don't necessarily know if he was referring to this footage.
On that bar.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think that's first person shooter. But which I know you can't confirm or deny. But the footage there is still interesting. Like
So the only song they ever really did together was Poetic Justice, right?
No.
Fucking Problems, Poetic Justice, the interlude.
Say that word. Say that again. What song?
Fucking Problems. You like
With who on it?
A$AP Rocky,
And who?
2 Chainz,
And who?
Kendrick Lamar,
And
Drake.
It's a rap quiz.
so no, just go back to the previous episode. Continue. Go ahead.
So you know it's
No.
Wait,
that's it. I can't.
No.
Okay.
Just-
All right. Okay.
That's
okay.
a fan Easter egg. Go
If
ahead.
you know, you know. Okay. Okay. Continue.
There was a song that, again, it sounds real egotistical. Kendrick shouted me out on the record. He says something laughing like Elliott Wilson. I had heard that
Which is crazy.
that record was supposed to have Drake on it too. Like, so I think there's been a lot of missteps at times of them trying to do a record together, but
You've been in the middle of Drake and Kendrick quite a bit.
I can't. Yeah, pause.
Pause. Yeah. Pause.
No, but I just think that, I mean, I had hinting at it, but I just feel like there's been times where they're gonna make a record together, and like, their personalities always kind of had their little differences. I feel like it just never panned out. So it's interesting that he did share that part, because it's like he could have not shared that to us with the gigs. Maybe he didn't know it was in there, one of the footage things, but
He made sure to address every single person. He had a DJ Mustard clip where he was on the phone with Mustard giving him the verse with YG. He had The Weeknd backstage there. He had Kanye telling him he's the reason for Watch the Throne.
also you think that it was intentional?
Yeah, I think everything in there, maybe not every single thing in there, but the things that were in there that addressed other people, I think are intentional to show, look what I've done for these people over the course of their career.
I agree. And to be fair, you know what? Thank you, Drake, what you've done for the ecosystem. We appreciate you. No, I'm not even throwing shade. Drake has done more for hip hop than a lot of people give him credit for, because he's actively participated in the culture the whole time.
Yeah.
And there's credit to be owed for that. You know what I'm saying? He's also used his platform to benefit others outside of himself.
He is a tree. He is a family tree. It's interesting because it's not in the same way. It's like he didn't necessarily, like, the people on his label never became superstars. Eve Party's the closest. The Weeknd became a superstar.
Damn.
They didn't.
Damn, Jam.
This isn't a shot. I love OVO, but Party Next Door, Majid Jordan, Roy Woods, I Love McConan, Obi O'Brien.
He calling out names.
Who
Go
else
ahead.
is on?
Get your shit off, King.
Preem. I love all of those artists, but they never became superstars, right?
All right. Jeremy Heck with the ISO.
Do you disagree? Would you call any of those artists superstars?
I think you are what you say you are, a superstar.
Okay. That's a good lyric.
High
Good
five.
reference.
Atlantic Records.
But
Joke's on you.
okay, don't do that. But what I'm saying is he has helped people who have became superstars. The Weeknd became a superstar. Migos became superstars, even though they had their own buzz. Lil Baby, I
Nobody
do
wants the
think
Migos
he
out.
deserves more credit for Lil Baby. Summer Walker And I'm not saying Lil Baby wasn't going to be a star, but that record
I have
did
a-
help him.
yeah.
Summer Walker remix was very early on in her career. That helped her out a lot, even though it benefits Drake too.
Why we talk about this guy like he retired or something? He was a great guy. He did a lot for the culture.
I'm just
I
saying,
hate this,
you
man.
wanted to.
I hate it here. As a Drake fan, I hate it here.
Any more on the gigs? You want to move on?
Reminisce.
I didn't want to talk about this shit to begin with.
You
Salute
did
to
say that.
salute to him. You know?
Salute to Drake. Okay. Well, salute to
Appreciate
Canada.
you, King.
This isn't Drake specific, but it was the 15-year anniversary of Forever, and that song kind of lives on. As Hove called it, the greatest posse cut of the decade. He called into MTV when they were doing the hottest MC list, and Eminem wasn't on the list, and he said M did this, this, and this, and he was just
Really?
on the hottest.
Missed that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just found the old article. He said this was the hottest.
Yeah, they were fronting Eminem at the
yeah,
time, right?
mhm.
Yeah.
They did a
Eminem
whole
shout-
article about it
yeah.
too. But yeah, he said that was the biggest or greatest posse cut on the decade, and he even said that kind of M shined through on that.
I
But
disagree.
You
I
got-
disagree
who do
with
you-
Hove.
what do you disagree about?
I think Monster would probably be better than
Not swagger like us.
no.
Monster. I wouldn't be mad at Monster.
Forever was cool. Well, that was the one he said his last
No,
name
Monster was
greatest.
after. Monster was after.
No, I'm saying last name greatest.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like Forever, but I would go Monster over.
Well, Monster was the next decade because it was
Oh,
2010.
yeah,
This was like 2009, so it would have had to
So
have
it
been
was
2000.
okay.
To,
Yeah, I don't remember all Posse.
Yeah,
Cut,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
But do you guys?
Was we taking over in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. 07, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. We Taking Over is better than Forever.
As a song, yes.
Yeah.
I would argue that as a song, the rapping is better on Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as I'm pointing at Elliott Wilson, yeah, fuck, I don't
Like
want to. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight nobody. I don't fight nobody on the media list. Okay. I would argue that We Taking Over is a better song than Forever.
I'm not mad at that.
As a better song,
Yeah.
as a posse cut.
It had Akon.
I mean, yeah, they kind of a goat.
He is.
Why don't we respect posse cuts anymore? That's one thing too.
Yes, we do.
We don't respect it the same way. Or remixes even the same
They
way.
don't do them as much, though.
I don't think it's respected.
Nobody
the same
fuck
way.
with each other. The whole "We Don't Trust You" album is a posse cut. The fuck you-
Yeah. They could have. They
You know
could have
what I'm
clicked up
saying?
on the same song.
That's one long ass posse cut, 2 times. You know what I'm saying? Like
Doubled
the
back.
fuck.
No, it is true. It doesn't happen. That's why that Cash Cobain thing was really interesting because it was like there aren't those songs
Yeah,
where
like a long
everyone,
posse
yeah.
cut. It's fab, but here's this one.
How many have to be? You guys are hip hop journalists. How many people have to be on a song for it to be considered a posse cut? Jared,
3 or 4, right?
3 or 4?
At least 4.
Is
At
it
least
4
3
or 3?
4 here.
4 or 3? What is the number?
I think
I want to say 4.
You want to say 4? Or are you saying 4?
I think you get by with 3 though.
What the fuck are y'all saying right
so
now?
if you take off Drake, I don't think 3 is.
I guess 4. No, it has to
3
be
is
4.
a few. 4 is a handful.
3 or 4.
4 is a posse. I'm saying 4.
My brain is, I can't handle this.
No, I guess it got to be 4. Let's say 4. Okay, 4.
He said
But I thought about Luda song with Jay and Nas. Is that a posse cut? No. 4 gives you a
three
posse cut.
three
4.
people on a record.
4, you have to have 4.
3 people on a record is just a regular song with features.
Is this a posse pod?
No.
Okay.
We need a 4th mic.
But if we have a 4th mic, it's a posse pod.
Okay, bro. So listen to what I'm saying. Jesus.
I've never heard you talk in that tone to me. This is okay.
I'm just saying, like, because my brain is, I'm fried right now. I'm trying. Y'all were both saying the same thing and then switched, and now you were
Well,
saying
I changed
4.
my mind. I said it was 3, and you convinced
Okay.
me it was 4. Once I talked it out, I got it too.
Okay, so
4.
we're at 4 now.
Yes.
Okay, so it's Big Bang from YG a posse cut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is.
Hit record too, right?
How many people were on Click? Good music.
3,
How many people were on Mercy?
More.
4 or
right?
5.
Yeah.
Mercy would be a posse cut.
Mercy's a posse
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're at the consensus that 4 is the number.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I can accept that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've done the math. This is bigger picture math for you.
Fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
okay.
a great
You
clip
listen to
though.
the
That's
little
a great clip. Like how many people have to be on
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Some
Like,
people would disagree. I'm sure there's people who would think
it has to be 5. You got to put the whole Wu-Tang on the record. Like, bro,
Yeah,
come on,
yeah.
bro. Like, I don't want to listen to 7-minute records no more.
because fucking problems with the posse was a posse cut, right?
Fucking Problems with Posse cut.
Yeah. 1 Train. I think that at 5, maybe 6. 1 Train.
Oh yeah, the big up Drake. You know the story behind that record, right? That Drake had a song with 2 Chainz, and 2 Chainz sent him a song, and he rapped that part like "Bad Bitches But for
Oh,
the
yeah,
Problem."
yeah.
And he clipped that part and built the song around it. He gave himself production credit too, so it says C Poppy and 40 on that record. So it's one of the few officially Drake produced records because he took the 2 Chainz line again and ATL and built the song around that and gave it to Rocky and gave Rocky his first big hit. Look at that.
Young, what?
I feel like there's conflicting stories potentially.
Oh, there is? What's conflicting?
Oh, I don't have nothing to offer to that. Young Money. Young Money, was it Bedrock? That's a
Posse
posse
Yeah,
cut?
Posse cut.
Okay. All right, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'm with it. I'm
What's your
in
favorite
there.
posse cut?
My favorite
The
posse
Symphony,
cut?
Molly Mall?
Hell no. Not like that. It's just, what you mean? It would probably have
you
to be
mean?
my favorite posse cut like of all time? Oh, I don't know. There's layers to it, you know what I'm saying? So would next episode be considered a posse cut?
No.
How many
Is
people are
Dr.
on
Dre, Snoop Dogg, Corrupt? Oh no.
That's not the next episode. That's Dre and Snoop.
Dre and Snoop, you're right.
One of
No,
the
and
ones on
Nate
the
Dogg.
Chronic. One of the records on the Chronic.
And Nate Dogg is on there too.
Does it count as a posse cut if everyone's in the group and they're doing it, or is that just a song?
Like
I think it's just
like Black Hippie
being
shit.
on the song, right?
yeah, like if you're Wu-Tang and they put out a song.
All right,
is every
so I
song-
got 3 that I like. Monster,
Yeah.
right? What Kanye, Nicki, Jay.
Nicki got the best verse.
We count Ross's part as a verse.
It's a
for
verse.
Posse, yeah.
It was a 4?
Yeah, it was like 4 bars.
It's a 4. You get a 4, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Nicki got the best verse.
Hey, do you have any knowledge of him cutting Ross's verse on that?
No, a monster?
Yeah.
No.
Was there a full verse? Does anybody know that?
I think we were debating it last time. We didn't know.
Okay. So I'm gonna go Monster. There's a song called Say What's Up that's on J-Rock's album. It has Black Hippie on it, all 4. Say What's Up is one of my joints. I'm gonna go and probably an NWA song, but I can't pick one.
Flavor in Year remix was exceptional.
Fire.
So, what, best verse on Monster, Nicki? Onika? It made me a believer in Nicki. I was fronting on Nicki.
I would say Nicki.
I was fronting on Nicki
Yeah.
until the Monster.
It's 3
a lot of
Nicki-
us are fronting on Nicki until the
It's
Monster
3
verse.
Nicki. It's 3 Nicki things where I'm like, Nicki's the one, right?
Yeah, that was the first one.
It was Monster. It was her on My Chick Bad.
Crazy.
That was a fire ass feature, right? And then it's a song called
Was it the Dirty Money one?
I Get Crazy. It was like a mixtape record.
Oh, that's crazy.
I Get Crazy. I get
Yeah,
Nicki used to go crazy on records.
Yak City Reloaded
Yeah.
coming out soon this Friday. Nicki's back,
You
baby.
coming?
I'm gonna do for I think for HipHopDX, I'm gonna do 20. I'm gonna do the 20 best female rappers right now.
Oh,
Really
you're gonna
stir
get
it
You
up.
you just
ready?
really want to get
I wanna
more
go in. I
involved
wanna
in
go
this.
in.
You like bullshit.
How's that bullshit?
No,
You
not
called me
Giving the
Lionel
ladies
Messi?
respect and ranking them and saying who's the best out here. How was that bullshit?
Messy Lip
How's
Wilson.
that messy? The 20 best. I'd say the 20 worst. The
Are
20
you prepared
best
for
female
what's to
rappers
come with
right
it?
now.
Do you have your number 1 locked and loaded? You don't have to say it here. You have your
Of
3,
course.
top 3?
I have my top 20 locked in.
Oh.
Good change. I mean, see how they
Who's 17?
She's important, wherever she is. You'll see, man. Soon.
That
Coming
sounds
soon.
funny.
Bro, he like writing these hit pieces.
I'm in a hit piece. I love engagement, man. Come on.
right.
It's a good
Get
debate.
engaged. But no, 'cause we say all the same shit. We say, oh, female rappers so lit right now. We have so many amazing female rappers, blah, blah. But it's like, where do we, who's really winning? Like, how do we categorize
Yeah.
it? Like we said, like, is Lotto really killing the game?
So how are you
Put
going to
more
base
respect
your...
on Gorilla's name? Is Nicki still the queen? Does Cardi have to put an album back to gain her spot? Where do you put Meg?
What's your
Like,
criteria?
is Doja hip hop?
Yeah.
All that fun stuff.
Can you share your criteria? Is it going to be off of hotness?
What is the criteria?
Well, we
shit?
need
The
something to
criteria's
base a
what
list
the fuck
off.
I think.
Oh, it's just your opinion.
Criteria is always what I think, based
Okay.
on my knowledge.
All right, bet.
I ain't even look at the criteria. You didn't check the criteria. Like, motherfucker, you made a decision.
But it's based on
What was your
something.
criteria when
You're
you ordered
literally
that
a
coffee
journalist.
and stuff, huh?
You're a journalist.
Well, I judge everything. I look at numbers. I look at impact. I look at sales. I look at everything. Like,
Okay,
of
all
course,
right. I can't
part
wait
of
to
it.
see this. Look forward to Elliott Wilson's
Next
hit
week.
piece.
We're gonna debate it. I'm sure it's gonna be debated on this show. You guys will be
Elliott Wilson writing hit
because
pieces.
you don't
on-
like lists, man. You say you don't make lists. You
I don't like them.
Competition, the
Yeah,
battles.
weaponize the list.
I
You,
see-
you're gonna
Weaponize.
you're weaponizing women's success.
I'm gonna destroy the female hip hop rap game with this list.
No, you don't have the no.
I don't have to. Why you gotta put me down?
No, I'm saying you don't have.
You ain't got the juice number 5
to destroy
No,
them.
no one has. I'm saying no one has that to
Okay,
be able to
gotcha,
destroy. Like women got real motion right now. Like I don't think
Absolutely.
I don't think anybody has the power to do that.
So am I not celebrating the motion, as they say?
Yes, we appreciate you, King.
You don't need that. That's not heartfelt. I'm not receiving that.
I don't receive that.
I don't receive that. It's not heartfelt.
I see why you don't like lists now, though. Every time I do any sort of list on here, I'll look in the comments and there's people getting on my list and what's the I get it.
Yeah, the what's the criteria thing is funny. It's like,
Yeah, I get where it's coming from, though, just so they have something to understand, like, where to disagree on. Like, I want to know where someone made their decision so I could be like, okay, if it's based on numbers and this is the 20, I can't argue. If it's based on albums and their latest 5
but
years,
even like it's funny because if you look at the court system, right? You go to a jury, right? They go deliberate, they come back, they give their verdict. They don't explain why the criteria. Like we thought when motherfucker was lying, so that's the real reason we said da. They just say he's guilty or not guilty.
He killed them white people.
Like you just do your
I'm fucking about that glove not fitting.
assessment.
He did it.
It's my motherfucking assessment. It's my assessment. I assessed.
You killed them white people and got away with it.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know. It's funny with criteria. Because then they just dispute your criteria. Like you should have.
Yeah, why did you not add this to criteria?
Judging off of bars and lyrics. And,
You say I said what I said.
I mean, you just gotta stand on what you believe. All of us, right? Shit.
Hey, there's been a lot. You know what? I actually, speaking of standing on what we believe, I do want to add a new segment in called Accountability Hour based on last episode.
We're not gonna spend an hour.
No, it's just in this part of the hour you can say it at any point in time. Because I feel like every week I'll see something. You know what? I could have said that differently. I want to take accountability because I kind of disrespected Meg Thee Stallion and I didn't realize it. Okay, I said that she hasn't spoken about her situation, that she's had a lot going on, that she hasn't put it in the music, and there was a lot of comments. You didn't even listen to the albums, and you know what? You're right. I skimmed through the album and I did not fully partake in listening to the lyrics. And there were some things that she said on a couple of those albums that were like in the vein of reflecting and talking about her situation. So I don't mean to say that she hasn't.
The fan base was on you?
The Stallion stomped on me.
Yo, did she? Is her fan base called the Stallion? Do they have a name?
They call the Hotties.
The Hotties.
The Hotties.
Yeah.
So the Hotties got at you?
The Hotties, yeah. I was a hot boy at one point. I was a big man.
That's crazy. That was wild.
That's what they're called. That's what they're called. No, there's male hotties.
If Turk could be a hot boy, why can't Jeremy?
Yeah, just a
he's not from New Orleans.
Alicia's shaking her head at me. She's like,
talking about?
She said enough of this. But yeah, that was my accountability. Any other accountabilities?
Oh, I fucked up. We fucked up.
No, I'm asking if you. This is the hour.
Yeah, take some fuck
What
up.
did I do now?
Go ahead, Elliott Wilson.
Gotta think. Let me give me a second. I don't know what I did wrong.
I'll take accountability. I already did. I already said.
Yeah,
I don't have to mention.
Yeah, we don't have to go back.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought I brought you and Akademiks together. Remember, I got you on the phone with him and all that.
Oh yeah, during the battle.
I talked to him on his show.
I know. I helped put that together, right?
Yeah, you're the plug.
Guys together, man.
You're first Drake and Jay-Z, now Hed and Akademiks.
No. This was.
I know. Yeah. And you said on stream you were which I actually did respect. I don't think a lot of people would have done what you did, where you got on and you immediately said, just so you know, I've said some disparaging things about you online. I stand by them, but I'm open to having a conversation. I think that was a grown man.
I've been told that I do that too much, that I overshare.
No, I like that.
And I just try to make sure that there's never a point. There's been one instance that has yet to be. It'll come out at some point where there's been some discontentment between myself and another person in hip hop, where I should have been forthcoming, but it just wasn't the time or the place to do that. You know what I mean? But I try to make sure I share with people. I say whatever I say about you, I say to you. You know what I mean? And I make sure I let you know, like, hey, I don't fuck with you or don't fuck with your music, but I'm willing to have a conversation with you because you're a human being. It's cool. Like we don't have to be friends. We don't have to like agree. Like, you know, I don't like what you do. I don't like your platform. I don't woo-woo. But because I'll take accountability for what I said earlier about the corrupt clip, right? Mm-hmm. I take accountability. Because of the Vlad shit, right? I don't necessarily. I take accountability when I said about Elliott Wilson going on his platform. I shouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily like his platform. I don't necessarily agree with what he does. It's him and there's a couple other people who frolic amongst in the culture and do what they do. I don't necessarily care for their platform, and so I have said things, so I take accountability for that.
Yeah, but it's okay to stand by something.
But
and-
I still think what I think about them and their platforms. But there's no disrespect. We don't got to fight or argue or go back and forth on the internet. It's just like, hey, I don't fuck with you like what I said when I went on X to stuff. I just want you to know.
I don't want to kick it with you. I don't want to skate with you.
No. You know, I don't know how you walk, how you talk, or how you dress. I just don't appreciate what your platform, and you don't have to appreciate mine. It's all good.
Yeah, we can all exist.
Effective immediately.
How do you guys balance with artists when like, and I think it's going to come up even more, but when you're talking about an artist that you know personally and you have an opinion that maybe isn't so great about their music.
Don't make me cry,
or about,
Jeremy. Don't make me cry.
Well, not even in that scenario, but let's say you're like giving an album review or something and you know the artist personally. Would you hit the artist and be like, yo, I'm about to talk about your album. I personally didn't like it. I'm going to give my opinion, but I still fuck with you. Like, how do you, guys, I'm asking for myself because I know that this is going to come up more and more.
I do that. But I don't let them know. Like that. Most of the time when I talk about somebody's music, I've already talked to them about it. Most of the time. So they already know that I don't like this verse, I don't like the hook, I don't like your album, whatever. I've already trashed it or praised it in the studio or behind closed doors or whatever. So whatever and then also they kind of expect that from me. Like they know like I'm just gonna be honest with you and I stand on whatever I said. Like, but I don't, and my intent is not to disrespect anyone ever, right? That's not what I do. That's not what I use my platform for. But usually if you're navigating that space, I think the best way to go about it is just have a clear understanding as the intention of why you're saying what you're saying. If it's a fair critique, it's a critique. If somebody puts their project or their music out into the world, it's to be critiqued. We do the bigger picture. It's to be critiqued. We can't be mad that people talk shit about me in the comments or to go in on Elliott or whatever the case may be. We're putting stuff into the ether, right? So I think that that's a fair thing to do. It gets tricky when you don't let them know, when you have a different take to them. That's when it's tricky. And that's why I always try to make sure I do that. Like,
you got to be consistent.
You got to be consistent with
point
it.
of view.
Yeah, like if you told them, yo, I fuck with the project, it was amazing, it was incredible, and then you get on here and be like.
But if you don't like something, there's no way that they can receive. Well, I remember back in the day, like when the record reviews was so important, like the record reviews, and we got the music first. Blaze Magazine came across. They were a new magazine, and their idea was, the editor was telling me, we're gonna do the reviews, and then we're gonna send the review to the artists and have them respond. So imagine you saying like the Funkmaster Flex compilation sucks, right? And you send it to him and want him to respond, and it's like it just led to all this drama. I was like, this is the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life. Like, there's no way you're gonna receive well. Like, your album stinks, and you're gonna report back and say whatever. But yeah, I think what else is just like the thing is, I think the biggest of dogs, like the Jay-Z's and the Drakes, they deserve to hear my personal opinion before I would air it out publicly. That's why I was wrong in the Drake situation, like I said. But outside of that, I think it's just about being consistent about how you feel about something. And I think that if you are cool with somebody, you're going to be respectful of them, even with your critique of saying you don't like it. You're going to talk about it a different way. Usually, if you have that relationship with those people, like you care for them more, to be critical of them in a way that's like, with more grace than you would give somebody that you think is in hip hop or, taking shots at that way. But you have to balance it. But yeah, there's no way to receive. I think artists in the back of the mind know that it's their art and it's subjective, and you have to say what you do, and they know who you are and what your job is. But if it doesn't land well and it's not good, it's gonna cause a little bit of tension because everybody wants to do well. You want to put out good music. Yeah. Nobody put the album out thinking it's gonna stink, and then you tell them it's not good. You have to deal with it.
What makes me think of because Chance the Rapper dropped two new songs that I loved. I really, really liked the way he was rapping. He had a different hunger. Like him and Joey Perp had a song that I think, should be getting more love. But it was interesting when he dropped the album and it came out to such a negative reception. I haven't seen anything else like that where it had such an effect on public perception and even his internal perception, it seems like, of his own music or how he was moving. Like, are there, I guess, two questions for you guys. Like, can Chance make it back to the pinnacle of mainstream rap with putting out a good project right now? And is there another case that you can think of where that really happened, maybe in a different way?
Bro, Chance is not in trouble. I don't know where that narrative came from. Like, Chance just did stadiums. Like, arenas. Like, just like what, last year, earlier this year?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
just did arenas. Like, he's not in trouble.
I don't think he's in trouble. I think the narrative is, and it's a bubble. We forget that it's a bubble, but just the hip hop conversation online specifically about what his last album was. I don't think that he doesn't have fans. Like I'm a Chance fan. I love his music, but I think the conversation became such a big thing that it overtook his reality.
Oh no, I wasn't a fan of his last album, and I think it's just. But I also think that he wasn't talking to me. See, one thing about critiquing music that I've learned is learn who and what and where and why, right? So I remember, I remember getting. I was,
Yeah, I saw your thought process.
I remember getting into a debate with an OG in radio of mine, right? And he was on me. He was on me like, you supporting Blueface, and I'm like, yeah, like, and he's like, he's making dumbed down, music for 13-year-olds. Like, how do you get behind this? I said, because he's not talking to me. I'm a DJ. I play what the people want to hear. You know what I'm saying? If they want to hear it, I play it. Whatever. I don't care. He was like, but you standing by it. I'm like, because the consumer is there's a demand for it. So I'm playing the record they want to hear. He's like, yeah, but you're like, and I'm like, bro, that's the problem, and that's usually where people go wrong, is thinking that everything is for them. Everything ain't for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? If Megan Thee Stallion put out a Hotties album and she's just talking to the Hotties, and that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. So it's not fair for me to critique it like she's talking to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Take a shot.
That makes sense.
So
And look at you now talking to Blueface.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, in that case with Chance, I don't think his album was talking to me. When J. Cole dropped For Your Eyes Only, he wasn't talking to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's fair for me to be critical as a fan of the project or the music or whatever, and critique it from an objective standpoint. But at the same time, if I wouldn't just walk around and be like, man, that shit trash. He wasn't talking to me. Now, if you're talking to me, and I understand that that's the transference of energy, like, oh, you make this for me because I'm a fan of you and I understand what this is. Now it's a different conversation. That's when shit get murky. But usually, I think people need to have discernment on when an artist puts music out. Sometimes they not fucking talking to you.
Yeah.
That's just period.
Well, that's what they try to grab with that, and I felt
444 was a perfect example of that. Lemonade was a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't for everyone.
It wasn't for everybody. You know what I mean? That was for people who was at that place in their life. Mr. Morale and Big Steppers.
Yeah.
That wasn't for everybody. Good Kid, Mad City, when that came out, that wasn't for everybody, because everything around that was, you got to think, My Crazy Life came out same year as Good Kid, Mad City. Mm-hmm. My Crazy Life is a classic album. So is Good Kid, Mad City. My Crazy Life got slaps on it. Good Kid, Mad City don't. Got hella slaps on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they was talking to different motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was unfair the way they really tear them down. It was about relationships too. It was like that little meme about I love my wife, and they just kind of dismissed it. And the album wasn't as good as the other album, but it definitely was kind of like dead on arrival. Like you said, they really chopped him down. I actually have an interview with Chance coming up as part of this festival I covered. He was there. I didn't know he was going to be there. We just had an impromptu conversation for Elliott Wilson Experience. But I just feel like he's in such a better space now where he's gotten over his anger or hurt with that. I think he's single again or whatever. And he's just on some hip hop shit. And he doesn't even want those sort of like barriers anymore of what success is. He's made a lot of money. He sold a lot of,
he's on TV shows.
hats.
Yeah.
I think he just wants to make some
He got
hip hop
an arena.
shit.
I mean, his own amphitheater or whatever.
Yes.
I
I think he
his
just
own
wants to make
stadium.
some good hip hop shit.
Yeah.
And I think that he has to kind of get that monkey off his back of putting out another record like that and just move forward.
drop,
I think the world's in a different space now. But yeah, I think he's overcoming that setback. But I think he's in a good space.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, I really like the last two.
Same thing with Big Sean.
I was just about to say,
He just put out
speaking of
that
Sean.
record with him and his son. I thought that was a fire-ass concept, the video, and all. We talked about it. He wasn't talking to everybody.
Yeah.
If you a hot boy, he wasn't talking to you, champ.
Okay, first of all, I said I used to be a hot boy. I was a former hottie.
I was not taking a shot at Jeremy Heck.
I'm just making sure.
Jeremy Heck checking niggas today.
No.
Today ain't today. It was yesterday, but today ain't today.
Back when I was a hot boy, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Big Sean, I was gonna say on Live he gets on, and I think he's suffering a little bit from that public perception and maybe worrying about what people will feel about his art because it's been so long. Because it seemed like, when he was speaking about the delays and timing and not knowing, when to put the album out or to finish it or delays, and it seems like he's a bit of a overthinker or perfectionist, like a lot
He said he was an overthinker.
And a lot of creatives are. I think it was interesting that he said he had a convo with his mom, and his mom was just like, now's the time, like God's got you, put it out into the world. You could always, put out more music. I think like you said, getting the monkey off your back sometimes as a creative person or as an artist and just putting something out into the world and being confident in it is the hardest thing to do. So I'm actually really excited for Sean's album.
I'm looking forward to it too. Me and Sean have had conversations, and I could tell like where he's at mentally. He just wants people to hear what he has to say. You know what I mean? From his own perspective. And I think it's gonna be good for him to finally get this out and get it off of him because I think he needs it. I also have some other advice, for Sean, but I'll probably hit him direct and, let him know.
Good example of what we were talking about.
It's just having integrity in the way that you disseminate information.
Full circle.
West Coast.
Full circle.
Well, I know Big Sean too, and he sent me some of the album, and I'll get you guys my feedback on some of it. It's really good. And now he said like be brutal, man. Like these songs I should take off, and I gave him some critique on that. And he had other songs that didn't make the album, but I felt like he hadn't decided yet if he really was going to come out. So I think that after getting off with me, who's probably a bad influence, he talked to his mom. His mom's like, "Put that album out, boy."
Forget that Elliott guy.
Fuck Elliott. What Elliott thinks? Put the album out. But I think it's exciting that he's finally doing it and putting it out because he's had that music for a while. And that's really good music. And, I think it's important for Sean and like Wale and those guys. It's like, now that we're over this whole big free shit, it's just like, carve your own lanes. You know who you are and what you mean to your fan base. And don't be worrying about trying to chase things outside of that. Like, you just got to deliver to the people that do fuck with you. And you're going to get more people also that fuck with you because the music's good. So I like to see him in a space of feeling strong about what he's putting out and confident in it and just standing on it. Like
I will say this, though, to your point, like, publicly, Big Sean, don't get caught up in public perception.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You live by the cheers, you die by the boos. And I think a lot of artists many artists are overthinkers. It's not just him. You know what I mean? They get caught up in the first week sales and like all that kind of shit, numbers and all that. Like, just put your art out and stand on it. Like that's as simple as that. And the thing is,
in this era,
I think to be perfectly honest, because I saw they were trying to make fun of YG and Mustard. Both artists
weaponizing record sales.
Weaponizing record sales. Both of them are independent. I don't know if you know what that means monetarily, but do your Googles. So no matter what they did, it's a net positive, right? The second part of that is I think the days are done with over the top numbers for albums.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever going to be a thing again outside of the people who automatically garner that, like Beyonce, Taylor Swift, like those types of people, Drake, whatever. All of the mainstays. But when it comes to just an artist who's hot, who's a big artist, whatever the case may be, I think those days are done where it's like they did 175,000 the first week. I don't think that's happening no more.
I agree, unless they change the rules.
Unless they change the streaming and like all that stuff. Like, but those days are done. So don't get discouraged, Sean specifically. Don't get discouraged by the numbers, the streams, the views, the noise. Like, just put your art out and stand on it. That's the way I look at it.
And it's good. It's good music. And one final plug, doing an Uprocks cover with him too.
Yeah.
I'm writing the cover story, so
fire.
Shout out Big Sean.
Fire. Shout out to Sean. Yeah, and you have fans out there. Like, he's probably the only artist over the course of that when I first fell in love with him to now that like absolutely never wavered my love for his music. Like, there was never a time where I didn't connect to something Sean was putting out.
But remember they hated on the second album.
They did.
And then the verse on the All Me with Drake, that brought him back to me. Like, everybody's kicking him down.
How many people on All Me?
Three.
Three. Oh. Okay.
Three.
Not
almost
a posse guy?
Posse.
No.
No posse?
Yeah, you need 4 people.
4 people. Yeah,
But
more.
I love that Sean verse. And remember, Drake would do the verse at his shows. He would do Sean's verse also at shows. I don't know if people remember. That's how much he loved the
would.
verse.
Yeah. You could tell he was rapping along to it.
But that verse was super important for Sean's career at that time, where I think he first faced some doubters and people didn't embrace the second album as much as the first album. But that verse shut everybody up. So yeah, you gotta stand on it just like he did there.
Yeah. Have you guys listened to the Juicy J Jazz album?
I haven't yet. Shout out Juicy J, man.
I listened to the Juicy J, the Jazz album.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
It's number 1 on the charts. I see.
That's amazing.
On the jazz charts, did they put
On the
it?
jazz charts.
Yeah.
Bro,
he-
Juicy.
Yeah.
No, I listened to it.
What's it? Raven Night Social Club.
I
Rave Night Social Club.
I listened to it.
you
You
know,
did? Is it better than Andre 3000's Flute album?
Wait, I don't know if that's the album. I listened to an album with that artwork.
and it sounded different.
It was a hip hop album though.
Well, it's not fully jazz. It's hip hop.
Oh, well then I listened to it. I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
Juicy. See, this the thing, bro. And shout out to the legend. Juicy J's a whole legend.
Yes.
Okay, but bro, like, I remember going to Popeyes one day.
But when I bring up chicken earlier, it's
Well, you brought up chicken,
Chicken
so
tenders.
now I'm in the grease.
okay.
Fried chicken.
All right.
We actually talked about this before, but you go to Popeyes, right? And they're out of chicken. My nigga, you got one job. You know what I'm saying? Juicy J, give me the joint. Give me the slaps, bro. Just give me the slaps.
So we can't grow?
He can grow on his own time.
What
Like,
does that mean?
give me what I came here for, and then do the other shit too.
So put like a half and half, like a B-side album.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to order half pepperoni, half cheese.
It's true.
West Coast. I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So don't give me that if you're not giving me what I want.
you know I'm here. You know I'm
That's
here.
what I'm here
Don't
for.
call me at 2 a.m. and be like, yeah, you want to do this puzzle? You don't want to do a puzzle. It's 2:30 in the morning. I'm going
You
home.
could fit certain pieces in.
I'm just saying, like, I wasn't a fan. I listened to it. It was like, to me, it wasn't a jazz album.
What you
in
want?
my opinion.
Slob on my knob 2024? Like what? Like, what
But everyone else is doing that for him. They're all sampling it.
Facts.
He said he gets 90%. Well, it was something crazy. What was the stat? He said like 90% of
records a day.
He said he gets paid off of 90% of the songs that are out right now. Probably over exaggeration, but he has multiple hits that are sampling him. He's probably chilling. He's probably, you know what, let
bro.
them do that.
He said like I clear 5 songs a day.
yeah,
Here's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Say
Shout
yes.
out to hip-hop.
And
Sign off on
I
it.
don't know his label situation, but I'm assuming he's somewhat independent at this point in his career where he can do whatever he wants. Hey, double back, give me the. I know he got it. I know he got that work. It's fucking Juicy J. He got slaps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, give me them. I need that. That's what I want. The jazz album, it wasn't a jazz album, in my humble
It
opinion.
was like jazz trap or something.
Nah, to me, it was more like boom bap jazz.
Yeah.
And it was cool. It was actually one song on there I did like. I don't remember the name of it. It was a feature. But it didn't sound like the rest of the project. But it sounded like boom bap like jazz to me. It didn't sound like a jazz album.
Yeah, there's
I gotta listen to it.
well, your guy Cash Cobain also came out with an album.
Yes, I'm very excited for that.
You got an interview?
My first guest for Elliott
Yeah,
Wilson
it's
Spirits. Yep.
dropping. It'll be out by the time that this drops, and
Yep.
people can watch it. But
Beyonce over there trying to go solo, J Heck.
damn, is he trying to Quavo us?
I'm with the fam.
You Quavoing us right now?
Nah, I'm out here with it.
That's
No, that-
crazy.
Chasing solo dreams.
That's
Told them to
crazy.
sit down, and then
Weren't you the one who said
I'm
you
getting
didn't
my
want?
Offset on?
Didn't you didn't want solo albums? And
Not
look
from-
at you
not
trying to
from Quavo and
look at you,
Offset.
and you trying to be Quavo.
Hey man, I still love the group, man. We're not breaking up.
No
Destiny's
breakups,
Child
no
is staying
breakups.
together, man. We stay together.
no breakups. But yeah, so that'll be out. You can watch it on hip hop.
I like the
HipHopDX
Cobain
YouTube.
album. I mean, I'm biased, but you know, I like that. I don't know if you guys have listened to Mr. Cobain.
I didn't listen to it yet.
I did listen. You're gonna make fun of me again, but I listened to it in the gym. I did my sets to Cash Cobain.
Bro, how do
you
you
go.
work out to that?
It was kind of like almost background music, and then I'd pay
So you
attention.
wasn't listening to it?
No, I was, because he'd have bars every once in a while that I'd be like, did he
Did
just
you
say
hear the
that?
shade that he?
No,
Hold on.
no, don't try to make, don't try to.
I'm not making shade. I'm
Okay.
not making shade. I'm gonna do a certified cover boy breakdown on what you just
All
said.
right, ISO, okay.
Certified cover boy breakdown. Jeremy Heck says it was kind of like background. You know what I mean?
I didn't.
And then he had bars like every now and then. That's what you said.
I'm just saying, like, there's certain music that sounds better in the gym. I'm not. And
When
certain
you're not
music-
focused on listening to it.
when the lyrical content isn't the main focus of the album, which I don't think he would say is. I think he would say that the melodies and the vibes and the slizziness.
There you go.
But I'm getting
there you
to
go,
it.
Jeremy.
But he did have a couple bars where I was like, "What did he?" He said.
Slizzy gang.
Oh man, it was
You
something.
don't know, Jay.
No.
No, look, you don't know.
No.
You want to know why?
No. Why?
You was watching TV.
No, I got it. Okay, I got
While
the
you was
bar.
on the fucking elliptical.
No,
and you had the Cash Cobain. Like, let me just put this shit on so I can say I listen to this.
He said this. He said, "Call my dick, Jeff, because it's Hardy."
Let's wrap
He
this shit up.
said that. I'm just saying.
Wrestling again?
Crash
Wrestling
Cobain
again?
said that. It was a bar. I didn't say. Okay, all right. We can move on to Spotlight.
He did. He said, "What about his what?"
He said, "Call it Jeff, because it's Hardy."
And you remember that part.
I was walking into the gym when that came on.
But why you hone in on that part?
Who it is?
Because it stood out. What are you talking
It
about?
stood out.
Pause.
Hey. Oh, it stood
Okay,
out.
all right. If someone
It stood out as well.
If Kendrick said that bar, you don't think it would stand out of the rest of the
Stand
bars?
out is crazy too.
No, just cut it. Okay, I'm done. All right. Okay. He had other nicknames for
is
it
what
too.
it
That's the
is.
crazy
He had
thing.
other nicknames. What are the nicknames?
I don't remember all the other nicknames.
Okay.
That one just
How
was the
many
one that
nicknames
stood
do you
out.
have for his
He had
joint,
at
Jeremy?
least 3
For his joint.
for his joint. Yeah.
Somebody put up.
I didn't write
Somebody
that
put in my
out.
comments like, "I can't believe Elliott, you interviewed that horny motherfucker." So Cash Cobain, the thing.
He's a horny guy.
He does the sexy drill thing, man. He's
Hey,
sexy
Jay,
drill.
Jeremy, you a freaky ass person. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a fap.
You a freak ass nuck.
Okay, so I can still be
Freaky
a
ass
fan.
Canuck.
I'm still a fan.
Freaky ass Canuck.
That's
Oh, shout out to Cash Cobain.
You know, the one part that stood out to me was he said to call his joint Jim, and like that part just resonated with me. It stood out.
Okay, you know when Ken. Okay, we'll bring it full
What the
circle.
fuck are you talking about?
On fucking problems when Kendrick said, "Girl, you know I want this."
Yeah.
Did that not stand out of that verse?
Well, it was they dropped the beat.
Okay, well, maybe they dropped the beat for the
They didn't.
Hardy line.
He didn't. I guarantee you, Cash Cobain did not drop the beat for you to hone in on his joint.
Why are you making it seem like? Why you making it seem like it's just up there and everyone's just staring
Play
at it?
Cash Cobain now. Available on all DSPs.
Put Cash Cobain's joint up for Jeremy Heck.
Hey.
So you can turn around and be like, Jim,
This is
that's
not
you?
Yo, Jeff.
not-
Yo,
this is
Jeff
not-
is crazy.
Jeff, is that you? That's my nigga Jeff. Yeah. The fuck out of wrap this shit up.
Sexy drill.
Yo, he talked about
The
not
sexy
wrapping
drill
it up.
movement is not about this, gentlemen.
All right,
The
okay.
sexy drill movement is not about
Not
this.
for everyone. There we go. All right. What'd you say?
Oh, you turn red?
Okay. All right.
We love you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
We love you,
All
dog.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you guys.
Notice I said we, not I. I'm not owning that.
you can love me for other reasons.
No, I'm just saying I'm not leaning into that shit.
You don't tell nobody you love.
Shout out
Remember
to
the ladies?
Rhapsody.
I love you.
Yeah, you're not
I'm
standing
quite
on-
fond of you.
Yeah.
Quite fun.
No, I fuck with you.
I enjoy your company.
Yeah, you cool.
Fuck with you.
Yeah, bet.
Episode 50. Can we get a I love you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We get episode 50. You damn right.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I probably love you niggas by then.
Okay. It'll be,
You know what I'm saying?
There we go. All right. Well, spotlight. Here's some spotlight. You guys see Ludacris drink from the Alaskan
Yeah, why'd he do that,
mountain
man?
water?
They
That's
had
what
to
you
do
were
the-
spotlight?
No, I just wanted to ask. Just to transition off of Jeff.
I did see Luda do that. I would have probably did the same thing ignorantly.
You would do that?
You
I
would
probably,
check
I'd
the
have probably
pH?
did it.
Drink the water?
I'd have probably did it. I'd have probably melted. See me, I'd have probably melted some ice and sterilized it. You know what I mean?
Oh, science project.
Yeah. I don't just drink the glacier. It looked good though. I ain't gonna lie. That shit
Yeah.
looked refreshing and crisp. But
Somebody said, have we checked on Ludacris lately? they're like, do we know the
Luda
effects?
said he was good. He posted a
Stomach
video.
cramps.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, they got some shit out there too.
You guys ever go to this? We won't go down the rabbit hole, but it gets deeper. But have you ever looked into Antarctica?
Yes.
Some crazy stuff going down there. Spotlight though. We don't.
You should write a hit piece on Antarctic
Why you call
music.
my shit a hit piece? Stop calling shit hit pieces. My editorials is not no hit pieces, man.
But they're hit pieces. You know?
On Antarctic rappers. You should write a hit piece. I'm pretty sure there's rappers down there.
I'm not messing with that. I'm into the my gratitude. What do we call it?
Spotlight.
My spotlight is all female MCs, man.
Okay. Look at you.
Before
Out
you
there
tear
killing
them
the
all
game.
down.
You know what I mean? They're all winners in my book.
All of them, huh?
But everybody can't be number one, so I can't wait to share that with
All
the
of
world.
the female MCs, huh? Elliott Wilson.
Love it.
I love that. My spotlight is actually to blog era legend, if you guys remember XV. XV.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's a
XV.
Wow.
I remember. What's he up to?
So he's actually dropping a new project next month. It's taken a lot of time in between projects. He took years off after he was kind of on. He had a beat from Cole, a feature from Kendrick. He was kind of like in the same
Forgot about
vein.
this guy, XV.
And he was actually. I interviewed him after a show when I first moved to LA, and I asked him, I was like, what happened? And he was kind of talking about going through confidence issues and dealing with label stuff. And he's dropping a new project next month. I got to get the date on it. It kind of goes through the blog era mindset and where he was at. And I actually have a mini 10-second vocal on the album. So I, self promo too.
What you saying on there?
He just asked me to send like vocals of trashing a project and then saying good things about it. So I'm on there on a duality. But shout out to XV, still one of my favorite blog era rappers.
I want to spotlight Miles Minnick. He got a big show going down this weekend, and it's a big deal for him, so it's a big deal for me. I think it's dope when artists can go to markets they're not from and sell out. So
That's our gospel MC guy, right?
Christian rap.
Christian rap, my bad.
But it's turned though.
Yeah, he's
Christian
fire.
MC.
He's sliding.
Yeah, it's Christian rap, but he's turned though. Also, the homies from the Bay, Cool John and P-Lo dropped an album together, and that I forgot to mention that when they dropped a few weeks ago. But shout out to them, they got a joint project. You know, P-Lo always delivers the slaps.
You like his production?
And if you're an artist and you're from California and you are not tapped in with P-Lo, Larry J, Lo the Great, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Facts. Well, another great
Are you
week.
guys ready for the next Drake free pack before we go?
Yeah, because you know what he's probably
What's
gonna do.
coming?
He probably is
More
gonna do
Drake!
what he used to do to Joe, where he's dropping it right after he knows we film, so that you
Exactly.
can't talk about it right away, and you have to wait a full week.
Compromising
Yeah,
us, man.
yeah.
It's compromising us, man.
And shout out to Dars too. Another dope producer. I'm leaning in on the producers, man. The
You
producers
said-
make the
you said
world go
find
round.
producers. You
Yeah.
said these artists should find producers.
Facts. And then shout out to Knife Wonder for
Oh yeah,
yeah.
he just reposted the video of you talking about the convo.
yes.
Ninth Wonder.
Yeah, I have to have a conversation with Killer Mike too, so I'm gonna have that this week probably.
That'll be a good one. You know what? Somebody
Doing the rounds?
You mentioned somebody, it's like it comes back full circle. Somebody said we were thinking about classic hip hop wrong. I thought they made a decent point where they were saying as the classic hip hop category could be a sound and not an age. Whereas if you drop an album that you're aiming for mainstream sound, if you have trap drums, if you have Metro producing it and it's LL Cool J, it would just be a mainstream rap or hip hop album. But if you're, let's say like a Boldy James does an Alchemist album, that could be considered classic hip hop because of the sound.
I
thought that
disagree.
was interesting.
No, I view that as underground rap to me.
I disagree. You know what? You know what's interesting, and nobody actually wants to have this conversation. Maybe we could table it for next episode. How do you determine what's considered underground? When people say this has an underground sound or this sounds like this, all they're saying is that it's not commercially viable.
Yeah, that people haven't heard it in the
All they're saying is that the masses won't fuck with it. Just my perspective.
It's true. You guys can let us know in the comments and we'll discuss it next week. What's underground to you?
West Coast, bigger picture.
Yeah,
Clap it up.
yeah.
Peace.
And scene.
Scene cut.
What the fuck is that? Oh, you a hot boy? Damn, she good. She's fast. Hey, I want to shout out to
Oh,
Jeremy.
wow. Wait, you made that on.
Hold on. We just signed
is
off.
crazy.
This is DJ Head, and we back,
Crazy.
bitch. So look, Jeremy Hecht is now hot boy faced.
He took
Notice
BG
how I
out.
got-
No more BG.
Notice how I got the Megan knees though there.
Hey, but Jeremy Hecht, is that considered not black face, but
It's
black,
white face.
black arm?
That is definitely black arm.
It's black arm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't co-sign the picture. I didn't make it myself. Shout out to Alex. Did you made CT made this while we were while we were doing this. This is
This is what I want you to say. Repeat after me.
Okay, I just want to let you know I'm gonna think about everything you say.
Repeat after me.
Okay.
Say bling bling.
Bling bling.
Every time
I
come around your city,
come around your city.
bling bling.
Bling bling. No.
That'd be
I
Black
can't-
Voice.
Yeah. That's great. I might have to post that.
You need a Cash Money tattoo.
Well, no, because then
You think you could do blackface, huh?
I don't know. Okay, now
You think you could be on Cash Money, huh?
You love doing
You
that.
think you
we
take
were
the
in
place
a
of BG,
great
huh?
place. We were in a good
You want a
place.
Cash Money tattoo, huh?
We were all on a level playing field, and then you had to take it there. You had to go one level.
You think
deeper.
you on the bigger picture, huh?
Yes, I do.
Money. Jeremy taking over.